Hey, what's up, John? Sonmez here. So I thought I'd do a video about something that I think is kind of an interesting thing you can do, kind of a hack for being able to make friends quickly in new cities. I do this all the time. Like, I travel pretty frequently, and I travel solo pretty much. What ends up happening is that I'm in a new city and I don't know anyone there, and so I don't really have anyone to hang out with or to go out, maybe go out to get a drink or something like that. I will go out and I will make friends just in whatever city that I am, right? So maybe I'll go to a bar and I'll just start chatting with a lot of people, right? And so this is something that I think is a really important skill to develop, and I've actually developed a lot of business relationships from doing this, right? So I come out here, like I'm in New York today. I came out here to do a couple of business deals. I came out here for the Pluralsight IPO, but I've got a lot of free time, right? I've got a lot of time, especially in the night, right? What am I going to do? Just stay in my hotel room and record YouTube videos? But it's more fun to go out and hang out with people. But I don't really have any friends in the city, right? I mean, maybe a couple of friends, but maybe they're not going to go out or whatever. So what I do and what I did is I just go out by myself and I just find groups of people and I just start talking to them, and it's really interesting. I think you'll find this really interesting when you start doing this, is that people are very, very welcoming. Especially what I found is that people that are out at bars or out in the social scene, they're very welcoming. They're very nice people usually. Like, you think that some of these people would be douchebags, but they're not. And so I'll just go out and talk to people. And so I'll just give you an example of what what transpired this week. So I went out to actually a very exclusive kind of spot here in New York City, and I actually met the DJ who DJs at this place, right? He wasn't DJing that night, but I was out there and I was just talking to people, and I happened to meet this Turkish actor, and his friend was actually the DJ, and so I made those friends, right? And so we exchanged numbers, and then the very next night, I figure out, oh, what are you guys doing? Oh, I'll go hang out with you guys, right? And so so I have something to do, and I'm able to get into places that I wouldn't be able to get into. So pretty much as soon as I get to a city, I'm basically making connections. I'm getting to the point where I can find people that I could go and hang out with, and I'm making a lot of business connections as well, right? That's kind of the cool thing about this. So in a given night, like if I go out, I'm probably going to talk to, I don't know, something like probably like 50 people, right? That's how many people that I'll talk to. And not all those people are going to be, people that I'm going to hang out with again in the city, or that I'm going to make a good business connection with. But a lot of it, does trickle over from that, right? A lot of people. So again, it's just this idea of just getting out there and just talking to people, and it's a really good thing to do. Like, so when you're traveling, if you're traveling in a new city, and here's why I tell you this. This is why I tell you this, guys, because a lot of you are probably afraid to go out on your own, right? It's kind of weird. Where's your friends at, right? I'm totally fine. I'm totally confident with that. And I just tell people, I'm like, look, I'm just out here, right? I came out here on business, and I'm just having a good time. I'm just meeting people. I'm just being social. And so, yeah, so I'm not afraid to come out here and just, there's always cool people to meet. So, and most people are just cool with that, right? So, and then pretty soon you have friends, right? Because now, pretty soon, if I go to a bar or something like that, I'm going to know, like, half of the bar is going to know me by the end of the night, right? I'm going to have a bunch of friends, and I'm going to be having a good old time, right? And it's really cool, I think, to be able to do this. As an adult, right, it's harder to make these connections, right? When you were a kid, like, and this is kind of the mindset that you have to have. Remember when you were a kid and you went to the playground, and you just kind of just start talking with all the other kids there and just playing with them automatically? That's what you have to be as an adult. You go out and you do this, and yeah, there's it's not all about just the benefits that you get from doing this. It's fun, right? You're gonna have something to do. You're gonna make some friends, and you're also gonna possibly help other people, right? There's been a lot of connections that I've made that where there wasn't really a benefit from me, but there was someone that I could help out, and that's kind of cool, right? Whether it be just having a conversation with them and helping them through something that they're struggling in their life, right? Giving them some basic coaching advice or something, what I do here on YouTube, or just maybe something that I can help them with later in their business, which I've done before too. So, I mean, the way that you do it is by building up a social circle like immediately as soon as you get to a place. And that's kind of just my default behavior, right? As soon as I get to any kind of place, if I go to, and you'll notice this, if you ever go to a conference where I'm at, you're going to notice I'm going to be working the room hard, right? But I don't have like an agenda. I'm not trying to like, get something from people. I'm just making friends, right? Because making friends makes connections, and that's how you get access, right? And this is something that I do all the time. I just did another video here where I was talking about meeting Gene Simmons, and the same thing with meeting Blink-182 and taking them to the movies. Like, the reason why like all this kind of crazy shit happens to me is because I make it happen by making connections with people. So it's one of those things, definitely, that a skill that you want to develop. Like I said, especially when you go to a new city, when you don't have any friends. The cool thing about this too is, like, I've already experienced this as well. In some of the cities that I visited when I travel, I already have friends there that I met from a previous visit. And so now when I go there, like, I've got numbers that I can call and say, hey, what are you guys doing tonight? And I have something to do, some kind of social activity, right? I think it's important to have something to do, right, when you go out. So that's kind of cool, right, as well. And I've got access, right? I've got a lot of people now that I know in various cities that can give me access to places that, they are bouncers, they're DJs or whatever it is, right? And they're promoters, and they can give you access. These are the kind of places where, where exclusive places, or where people with money hang out, right? And so how do you get into those places? You get into those places by stepping the ladder up, by talking to some people and meeting some people, and they know some people, and then pretty soon, you're within the in-group. And it's by being cool. It's by being a genuinely real, authentic person who is just, able to approach people and meet people. So, and it never fails, right? Every city I go to, I tell you, it's crazy. Like, I could tell you stories, and you'd be amazed by just like how quickly I gain access and how many friends that I make just within a night or 2 nights. And then, you go out with some friends, and they introduce you to more friends, and pretty soon you're within a social circle within a city that you just literally went to the previous night before, right? Or you're just staying for a couple of days. So when you're the social person, when you're the social center, and you're the social person who's connecting other people together, that's when you're going to find that that women are going to be a lot more attracted to you, because that's how the wiring works. So that's the status, right? You want to push that status button. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. It's a little bit longer than I planned, but hey, go out there, do it, have a good time, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, make sure you click the subscribe button below, and I'll see you later.